What if I told you there's one exercise that I recommend that won't just improve your calisthenics immediately, but will also carry over directly to your bench press, your shoulder strength, and help you build an impressive, well-balanced physique? Most people think pushing strength comes down to how much you can bench or how big your chest looks in a t-shirt, but everyone knows that true upper body strength is all about control and the ability to produce force through a deep range of motion. And that's where weighted dips separate themselves from almost every other push movement. They demand you move your entire body through space, stabilize your shoulders, and generate huge amounts of power without the help of a fit spar path or machine. I'm Z, and today we're going to be breaking down exactly why weighted dips are the best push exercise you should be doing as a hybrid calisthenics athlete. There are many ways to perform dips, but the way I do them is like this. Start with straight, locked out arms. Keep your chest proud the entire time by actively depressing and retracting your shoulders. Lean slightly forward as you descend and go down as far as your mobility would allow you without losing control. From the bottom, press back up with intent and finish in the same exact locked out position that you started in. Every rep you do should look exactly the same, slow and mostly controlled on the way down, and powerful on the way up. Some people feel better doing weighted dips on rings while others on parallel bars, and neither is wrong. The goal is finding a setup you can be consistent with, and most importantly, one that allows you to train through a full range of motion without any pain. Once you have locked in that form, it's going to be time to start adding weight. You have several options for loading weight, which includes holding a dumbbell between your feet, loading a backpack, or even using another person, but the most effective and consistent method is a weighted dip belt. I personally have been using the same exact belt since I started training dips way back in 2017, so if you invest once, you're going to be set. Start adding weight once you can perform 3 sets of 12 to 15 clean bodyweight reps. Once you're able to do 15 bodyweight reps, keep the same exact form and aim for 3 sets of 8 with the added load. In my experience, using a rep range of 8 to 12 is perfect for weighted dips. If you go too heavy, low reps, you can actually start to beat up your elbows, especially as that load gets higher and higher, and eventually it can become impractical to load that heavy of a load. Now, once you're really strong, loading enough plates for sets of 3 or fewer reps can be kind of awkward, whether you're training in a commercial gym or at home, and finding a setup that is stable and safe is not always realistic. On the other end, pushing past 12 reps usually means the weight is not heavy enough, which starts to defeat the purpose of weighted dips in the first place. Personally, I've lived in the 8 to 10 rep range for years. When I hit 10 clean reps with the given weight, I increase the load, see where my reps fail, and then build my way back up to 3 sets of 10 again. Now, if you miss reps during a set, do not panic. Say your goal is 8 and you hit 7 on the first set and 5 on the next 2. Instead of forcing another heavy set or letting your form break down, finish each set with bodyweight dips. For every weighted rep you miss, make it up with 2 to 3 bodyweight reps. This keeps your total volume high, reinforces clean technique once again, and allows you to keep progressing without ego lifting or rushing the process. Now, in terms of frequency, my recommendation is to train weighted dips once a week and at most twice a week. This is a very demanding movement, and doing it too often can easily start to irritate your elbows or shoulders. And with weighted dips, a little really does go a long way. You do not need to hammer them constantly to get stronger at them. If you do want to include dips twice per week, make sure you're completely pain-free and that you slightly change the stimulus. For example, you might do heavy weighted dips for 3 sets of 8 on Monday, then later in the week switch to a different variation. And that variation could be high rep bodyweight dips, slow control eccentrics, or lower volume sets focused purely on technique. And this approach is going to allow you to keep progressing while giving your joints time to recover. One important note here is that this is something only intermediate or advanced lifters should be doing. Beginners should not be training weighted dips twice per week. I will say it again, a little goes a long way. Getting started with dips doesn't actually mean you have to get started with weighted dips. Progressing bodyweight dips alone, especially as a beginner, can produce incredible results. But also chasing progressive overload and adding reps instead of weight is still overload at the end of the day. High rep bodyweight dips helps you lock in technique, build the coordination you need as a beginner, and teach you how to safely push close to failure. You do not want to be strong enough to load multiple plates if your form completely breaks down when the set gets hard. And there's also just something powerful about learning to challenge yourself with nothing but your body weight as you get stronger. And for anyone worried that high reps turns this into endurance work instead of hypertrophy or strength work, research shows as long as you train close to failure or even to failure, you will stimulate the same exact muscle building response regardless of rep range. And top of that, bodyweight movements is going to build better mind-muscle connection and movement quality, which is exactly what you want if you care about calisthenics performance. And that is why weighted dips are such a cheat code. Weighted dips are usually the first place people experience how loaded calisthenics is going to simplify your training. Eventually, you're going to reach a point where your calisthenic strength starts scaling the same way that your barbell lifts do. And that is why they have been a non-negotiable in my training for the past 9 years. Now, for a personal story, at the peak of my push and strength, when I used to train seriously, I was able to dip 225 pounds for multiple reps. Not only was my bench well above 300 pounds at this strength level, but my chest was extremely noticeable and well developed. And I was able to do several 90-degree push-ups along with full planche push-ups. Most of that strength came from the weighted dips. They take calisthenic strength, which is usually hard to quantify, and make it very measurable. And by removing this guesswork from your calisthenics training and scaling your push and strength with measurable goals, you're gonna be able to actually make progress and see exactly where you're going wrong or if you should be training harder. That clarity removes guesswork from your training and lets you scale your push and strength the same way you would a barbell lift. And remember this for the last time. If your weighted dips are not getting stronger, your calisthenics probably isn't getting stronger. So if you're serious about building strength with intention without choosing between calisthenics and weights, you are in the right place. If this video helped you at all, make sure you like it, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned because in the very next video, we're going to be breaking down weighted pull-ups, why they're the ultimate side counterpart to everything you just learned here in this video. Alright, I'll see you in the next video.